What's going on, guys? I'm MarsBuilt and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock farm tutorial video. Instead of being inside of the farm testing world, I decided to load up a creative copy of the Project Bedrock server seed and start designing a farm that I want to put inside of the Project Bedrock server. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we are inside of a bastion which can be located inside of the nether. We are deep down at the very bottom of the bastion. Not just any bastion, but there are only certain bastions that contain these magma cube spawners, and I will be showing that later in the video. However, the way this works is since this magma cube spawner is loaded, it is going to start putting out magma cubes, and the smaller magma cubes are going to fall straight through the powdered snow and down to the floor below. However, the larger ones are going to be broken down by landing on top of the cactus and inside of the powdered snow as well. As soon as the larger ones are broken down into their smallest size, they are going to be able to fit down to the bottom, to where all of these frogs are going to start consuming them and putting out frog lights. Directly underneath all these carpets are of course hoppers, and all of these hoppers will funnel all of the frog lights and all of the other drops inside of those 3 chests. And since we have fence gates up here, it allows the magma cubes to fall through the fence gates because it does not have a collision box. And it will also allow the cactus to break off once it grows up, dropping all of the cactus down inside the hopper below. Once the largest magma cubes are broken down, they will drop all of their magma cubes down into the hopper below as well, which does mean that this farm is going to produce cactus as well as magma cream as well. However, this farm is primarily designed for the frog lights. There is just 1 frog light in here. However, if you gather up the 3 different species, then you will have all 3 different types. So enough jibber jabber, let's get to building this thing. Everything that you're going to need in order to build this is going to be down inside of the description below. Oh, and while you're down there and you find value inside of my videos, then go ahead and drop a like. It really does help out the channel. Thanks. So the very first thing that we are going to do is head on over to chunkbase.com, and then we're going to go down here to where it says apps. You're going to click on that, and then you are going to go down to where it says find the bastion inside of the nether and the end. So we're going to double click on the bastion, and then you're going to input your seed. Our seed for the Project Bedrock server is already on here, and then we're going to select our version of Minecraft, which is 1.16 through 1.19, which is the current version that we are on. So if you want to go ahead and find a specific coordinate that is close to your base, then you're going to want to place in the coordinates down here. So we'll just go to 100 and then do 100 on the Z as well. The Y value does not matter, so it's not listed, and then we'll just hit go. Keep in mind the coordinates that you are going to be putting in here are going to be the nether coordinates, so make sure that you are entering the correct coordinates. Now you will notice that we have multiple different colors of dots, and if we look at these, we have the red one, which is going to be where we are at. And then we have the green ones, which if we scroll over those, these are going to be considered bridges. If we go to the gray ones, then these are going to be considered housing units. And then if you go down here to the red ones, we have hoglin stables. And then if we go to the deep dark red ones, these are going to be the ones that we want. These are listed as treasure rooms. So you want to find the closest treasure room to you. These are going to be the only ones that will contain the magma spawners inside of the nether. So make sure that you are going to the treasure room and not any of the other ones. So our closest one here, if we look directly down here, we have the chords that will be listed here. So we're going to scroll over that. And then we have -827 by +290. So we're going to mark down those coordinates and then find it in game. So I'm going to go ahead and make a brand new world for this. The seed that I put in here is the exact same one that I had on Chunkbase. This is, as I have mentioned, the seed for the Project Bedrock server. So we're just going to go to create, and then we'll be heading into the nether. So now that we're inside the nether, we're going to teleport ourselves all the way to the coordinates that was on Chunkbase, which is the -827. I put 80 because that's kind of mid-level, and then 290 on the Z chord. And if we did everything correctly, we should have a bastion right next to us, which we do. And if we go and probably go through this wall here, we should be able to find right down here, yep, a magma cube spawner, exactly what we're looking for. Now, one thing that I would like to mention, if you are coming in one of these places on survival, make sure that you have a ton of fire resistance potion and a ton of good armor. These guys are no joke, and they will kill you very quickly, as their gold axes are very strong. Also, once you get to this, I would recommend making a portal very close to this area. That way you can go out into the overworld and place you a bed down. That way, if you do end up dying, you have a short, easy way of getting back here. Now, the first thing that I would recommend doing is working your way all the way around here and killing all of these piglin brutes, as these guys are structure spawns and they will not despawn on their own. They will be here until you kill them. Just be very careful, because as I have mentioned, these guys are very difficult. The magma cubes are very difficult as well, and they will be very relentless and not stop spawning, which can cause a big issue because they will be down inside of the lava jumping around and just make your life really difficult trying to get this farm done. The easiest thing for you to do is put you down a path, probably a little wider than what I have, and then make it to where you have a very long tunnel that you can run all the way down here. And then whenever you do, since these mobs are not persistent, they will despawn. And the only ones that are going to be left are going to be the structure spawns. So this path you'll be able to run down every now and again whenever the magma cubes get to be too much. To get rid of all of these piglin brutes, I'm just going to run a kill at entity command, and then we can go down this and despawn all the magma cubes. Before we get started, I want to go over a few things. We need to make sure that we know where the location of the spawner is at all times, so we're going to need some different blocks than the ones that we are encasing this in. And also, these are not affected by light levels, so torching this up will not stop these mobs from coming out of here. The only way that we can get rid of these guys and keep them from coming out of here is to fully encase this thing, and I'm going to show you how to do that. However, we do want some different blocks, and we can go ahead and build this out by 5. Just like to the side, we're going to build this down by 5 as well. So we got 3, and then if we build out by 1 here, we can go ahead and remove the one that we placed under there. So that's going to be 5 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One more thing to note, make sure that you do not break this thing. If you break this thing will only generate whenever the world generates. So if you break this one, that means you're going to have to find another bastion remnants with another treasure room inside of it, and hope that there's another magma cube spawner. The next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and add in our other axes on this so we can build this out by 5 again. Then we can go all the way around here, build this out 5 again. And then we can build this out 5 again. Now on the very top layer here, we're going to go ahead and remove this chain, place down a block here, go ahead and remove some of this black stone, and then we're going to place a block here. Now we can go ahead and remove this bridge until it is 1 past this block here. So we can go 1 past here, remove the rest of these, and then we can remove these as well. And then we can go ahead and bring this wall back. And now that we have that wall all removed, we have enough room to put a glass cage all the way around this thing. So we're going to place a piece of glass on all 4 of these. And then we can go ahead and place another one up here. And that's going to be the diameter of our cage. However, we do need to remove these blocks down here, get all of this out of our way. Now you would think that it might be easier just to block in this entire spawner and get it to stop spawning. However, these are not affected by light levels at all. So light levels will not keep them from spawning. And if you want this thing to stop spawning, you literally have to put about 5 layers of this on here and make pretty much a giant cube that is completely solid to keep these guys from spawning. It might seem like it might be easier to do that. However, I think running back and forth and just despawning these guys every time they start to pile up is a lot better of an option. And this will quickly despawn all of them. Now that you are magma cube free, you want to go ahead and grab your cobblestone, and you're going to build out from this by 5 in each direction, and just make you a floor that is going to pretty much be a big square on the level of this lava here. Alright, so now that you are done going 5 blocks out in every direction, you should have an 11 by 11 platform. What you want to do now is go ahead and remove all of the blocks that are on the outside of the platform here, and go ahead and surround this completely with glass. You don't have to use glass if you don't want to. However, I think the glass allowing you to see in is really a cool touch, and I think it looks a lot better. Now you're going to go ahead and bring these glass walls all the way up until they're level with this top gold block here. And now that you have all of that built up, you can go ahead and take the center glass block here, and you want to go ahead and bring this all the way out across. Do that in all 4 directions, and then make this into an entire solid roof coming all the way across. Now what you want to do is go ahead and break you some glass so you can get into this cage, and go ahead and remove all of these blocks here. All of these, and then all of these as well. You're going to remove these 2 blocks and replace them with glass blocks on top, so 1 there and 1 there. And then you can remove these 4. Don't remove this block here. That's going to allow us to see where the magma cube spawner is from below. At this point, I would highly recommend drinking a fire resistance potion, because we are going to be dealing with lava, and if you don't, then you might die inside of it. So you want to go ahead and grab you some filler blocks, and we're just going to start filling in this lava, and we can fill this in about 2 out, and we're going to fill it from the top all the way down. And luckily, the lava is going to be pretty shallow in the bottom of this bastion, so you should not have too much work to do. Now since we've done that, we obviously still have lava inside of there, so what we want to do is go ahead and pick us an area to where we can dig down, and we're going to do this very, very carefully, making sure that we do not die inside of the lava and lose all of our stuff. So go ahead and start removing the lava. Now at this point you can go ahead and drink your fire resistance potion and your night vision potion. This is going to allow us to see underneath the lava, and we can just jump down into here, and we're just going to start filling up all of this area. Just make sure that you periodically press select and make sure that you're not going to be running out of any of the potions that you're using in order to do this. And you basically want to remove all of this lava that is directly underneath the cobblestone. Alright, once we got rid of all of this lava, this is what we should have inside of here, and I went ahead and made a wall all the way around here. This wall is of course directly underneath our glass wall that goes all the way around, so make sure that you have the wall all the way around directly underneath the glass, and that should give you a 11 by 11 room inside of here that's 2 blocks deep. The lava is mainly going to be 2 blocks deep, however there was a few patches that was a little bit deeper that I ended up filling in. However, what we need to do now is take this 11 by 11 room and we're going to drop this down an additional 2 blocks and dig down. And now that I have everything filled in, we have this room that's 4 blocks deep from the very top to the very bottom. And what we're going to want to do now is go to any corner that you would like. And then we're going to come out one diagonally, remove this block and place down a block here. Next we're going to skip a block and then place a block, skip a block, place a block all the way across until you have 5 blocks. Then we're going to go the other direction with it. We're going to skip a block, replace a block. And we're going to replace these with blocks that are not going to blend in with the surrounding terrain. We can go ahead and remove these and we'll place these in temporarily. Then we're going to do the same thing going this direction. And we're going to make a checkerboard pattern going all the way across. At this point we're going to go ahead and grab our sand, we're going to grab our cactus, and we are also going to want to grab our fence gates as well, which I'm just going to use some of these nether fence gates here. So we'll go ahead and grab the red ones. And what we want to do is on each one of these blocks that we just placed down, we're going to take our sand and we're going to place down a piece of sand on top of each one of these blocks here. And then on top of each sand, we're going to place down a cactus on each one of these. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our powdered snow, and we're going to take our powdered snow and face up into that cobblestone, and we're going to fill this entire roof with powdered snow. Now once you have done that, if you have done everything correct up until this point, you should have 1 block between the cactuses and the powdered snow, given that the cactuses have not grown up yet. So what you're going to do next is you're going to go to the farthest left side. It does not matter what corner you start in, and we're just going to go between these 2 cactus, face up, and we're going to place down a fence gate. Then we're going to skip a block, place one here, skip a block, place one here, skip a block, and place one here, skip a block, and place one here. We should have 5 total. Then we're going to go to the next level here, and we're going to do the same thing and place in all of these fence gates. Make sure that these fence gates are indeed directly between these cactuses. You don't want them on this row here. Once you've placed in all of your fence gates, you can go and make sure that all of your fence gates that you just placed down are indeed open. That way they do not have any collision box. Next, we are going to go into whatever corner you would like, and we are going to dig down by 5. Make sure that you have your fire resistance potion on, that way you do not dig down into lava. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we have dug down by 5 blocks, we need to remove all of these blocks that are inside of this room, including all of the blocks that are directly beneath all of the walls. Next, you want to go ahead and fill in all of your walls like before. Next, you want to figure out where you want your collection chest. To keep things simple, I'm just going to put my collection chest right where I made the opening to drop down here. So we want to go ahead and dig this out. And what I like to do is just dig this out and make it kind of like a 3x3 area. There we go. I just went ahead and filled it all in with some blackstone to make it look nice. And then I'm just going to take some ladders and make the ladders go all the way up to the top here. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab us some chests and also a whole bunch of hoppers. And we're going to go to the room that we just built. We're going to step away from the wall by 1, and we're going to place down a double chest here, a double chest here, and 1 directly beneath us. Next, we're going to come over here with our hoppers, and we're going to place in a hopper into the middle chest there. And we're going to bring this all the way across. Make sure that your hoppers are going into the neighboring hopper. That way they transfer items towards the chest, just like this. Next, we are going to take these very last 3, and we are going to place hoppers going into these all the way across until you run into the wall. Make sure again that they are all feeding towards that hopper chain there. So that's what you should have, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side here. Next, we're going to make another hopper chain here, and we're going to make it go into the left chest this time. We're going to bring this all the way across until it runs into those hoppers, and then we're going to make some more hoppers going into these, going all the way across. And then we're going to bring this all the way back until it runs into this wall. Now we're going to pretty much mirror the other side that we just did. So we're going to make another hopper chain going all the way across until it runs into these hoppers over here. And then we're going to make another hopper chain going into that hopper chain, going all the way across. And then we're going to bring these all the way back until they run into the back wall once again. Now I know what you're thinking, this is a lot of hoppers, and yes, that might be correct, especially for the size of the farm that this is. However, this is the most reliable and quickest way to offload your items into those chests. You can go ahead and replace this with a hopper minecart if you would like. However, by the time you get done making all the powered rails, the rails, and everything else, you've just about spent the same amount of iron and everything else that you would have just putting down all of these hoppers, and it would have been significantly less reliable. So I would just recommend using all of the hoppers. It's not that much wood and it's really not that much iron, especially if you have an iron farm and you don't mind harvesting a few trees. Now as far as storage goes, you can extend this however far down you want and just bring in more chests and extend the chest down and extend the ladder down. You can go down as far as you would like, that way you never run out of storage. However, what we need to do now is place some carpets down on top of all of these. And if you ever needed a reason to go and get the swift sneak, this is definitely one of them. That way you can crouch down and move really quickly. That way it is really short work putting all of this stuff down, since you have to be crouching in order to place it. Now at this point, what you want to do is go ahead and grab your glass, and we're just going to bring this glass down all the way down here. Then we're going to spread this out, and then we're going to basically make it to where it covers up all of these chests. That way none of our frogs or magma cubes can escape here. Now at this point, what you want to do is you probably want to put some frogs in here to make this farm work. So go ahead and remove a few pieces of carpet, and then we can go ahead and just make a portal over here. Be very careful not to break any of the blocks that you just put up. And then we can bring this down, go ahead and light that, and that's going to be how you get all of your frogs inside of here. If you want all 3 different types of frog lights, you're going to have to get all 3 different types of frogs. You'll have to look up the wiki in order to figure out how to do that, as they are in different biomes depending on the temperature range. I will try to put a link to that down below, that way it helps you guys out. However, what we need to do now is get some frogs inside of here and then remove that cobblestone floor. Since I'm inside creative mode, I'm just going to go ahead and plop this down. We'll go ahead and change this to a repeat command, and then we'll run a summon command with frog on it. Then we can go ahead and plop a lever on there, and oh boy, that's probably too many frogs, but you get the idea. We got plenty of frogs now, so plenty of frog lights. We ran all the way down the tunnel in order to clear out these magma cubes, and we want to try and do this kind of quick. We can go ahead and break our way into here, and we want to remove all of this cobblestone. However, make sure that you just don't break any glass or break any of the powdered snow, as then we're going to have to replace it. And the easier way seems to be, if you angle your cursor just right, you'll be able to rip all this stuff out without really having to put anything else in danger. And with that floor removed, that's going to wrap up this farm, and this thing should be working. So we can go ahead and see if we have any frog lights. We have one there. One there. Ooh, the farm even puts out levers. Imagine that. And there we go, a cactus, a magma cream, and some more frog lights. And as you can see, as soon as they fall down, they're going to be gobbled up. Now you don't have to have this many frogs, I just went a little crazy with the command block. However, you do want at least 5 or 10 inside of there. You don't want the magma cubes to start stacking up and lagging out, because they are away from the spawner and they will start to pile up if you don't have frogs to kill them. As you can see, it's literally been about 1 minute since I've removed that floor, and I have 8 frog lights there. I have another 10 there, and then I have another 9 there. So this farm just pumps out the frog lights. Well guys, that's going to wrap up this Minecraft Bedrock farm tutorial video. I really hope this video helps you guys out. I do know that it is a little bit difficult to do inside of the bastion. Just make sure that you are well equipped and have pretty strong gear and quite a few fire resistance potion and a few night vision potions, and you should be good to go. Just try to make sure that you do things in the proper order, that way it's the easiest way possible. You don't want to try to build this thing with all of the piglin brutes running around, so make sure that you kill at least all of the ones that are able to get down to you. If you feel like you enjoyed this video, then please go ahead and drop a like down below. It really does help out the channel. And if you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more tutorials like this, then go ahead and subscribe if you have not already done so. That way you don't miss any of my future content and any of the new 1.19 farms that are going to be coming out on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.